back to another video. So for today's video, I'm back at it again with another story time for you guys. And I've noticed I've been doing a lot of story times, and that's only because I'm pregnant and I'm too fucking lazy to do my makeup. Like, to be honest with you guys, I'm just too lazy to do my makeup on camera. And I'd rather tell you guys stories. And I usually do polls on Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, I'll leave that in the description. So yeah, I usually do polls to see what video you guys would like to watch next. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the story. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to leave a like button if this has ever happened to you guys. This is a crazy story time about how I got left at the mall because one of my old friends was caught stealing. So yeah, okay guys, so to make this story time easier for me to tell, I'm gonna go ahead and name this person. I'm gonna name her Natalie, okay? So at this time, I was like 16 years old, and I did have my daughter. She was like a few months old. And so me and this girl named Natalie, my old friend, she's an old friend of mine, we went to the mall, and we were like, you know, just walking around the mall. And this was when I was barely starting to get into makeup. So the first store we went to was Sephora. So we go into Sephora and we're looking around, and this was when like the Anastasia brows was like, everybody was like buying the Anastasia, using the Anastasia dip brow and like their brushes. So we walk around, and then I see the little brush, and I'm like you know, commenting to her. I'm like, oh my god, like I want this brush so bad, like I want to try it, you know, just making conversation. And we're just like walking around, looking around, and then she kind of like disappears for a little bit, but I didn't think much of it. I was like, oh, she's probably getting samples or something. I just kept looking around. And so yeah, we walk, and then we walk out of Sephora. Like 15 minutes later, we walk out, when she, like, once we go down the little escalators, she shows me, she was like, oh, here. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, did you steal it? And she was like, yeah. And then she got one for herself, and I don't know why. And I was like, what the hell? You know, like, I was just like, oh, okay, like, thank you. So she got me the brush. Well, she basically stole it. And so, yeah, we continued walking around the mall like nothing. We were shopping. We got, you know, we bought our stuff, and I was tired. I wanted to let my daughter play for a little bit. And so we were kind of like walking back towards Sephora when she's like, oh, I'm gonna go back to Sephora. And I was like, bitch, like, are you serious? Like, are you gonna steal? And she was like, yeah, let's go. And I was like, no. Do you guys ever get that gut feeling in your stomach, like you just shouldn't do something? Well, yeah, trust that feeling, because that feeling is always right. So I got that feeling in my stomach, and I was like, you know, I had my daughter with me. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stay in the playground. Like, you can go. I'll wait for you right here. So she's like, okay. And so she goes back into Sephora, which I did not think was a good idea since the beginning. So she goes back to Sephora, and I stay in the playground with my daughter, you know, and like 10 minutes pass by, and I'm like, what the hell, you know, like 10 minutes already. And then 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I'm like, oh my god, like it's already been a long time. And so yeah, I would say like 20 minutes later, I texted her like, hey, where are you? And it was already like about 8 o'clock at night. Luckily, I'm always prepared with my daughter. Well, I was always prepared with her bottles, her milk, her water, everything, diapers. So I wasn't worried much about my daughter, but she did have a bedtime, and I was ready to go home. So I was like texting her like, hey, where are you? Like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like, you know, just like, I'm just like, what the hell? Like, where is she? So yeah, like another 10 minutes passed by, and I'm like asking myself, should I just go back into Sephora, like look for her? Or I was kind of like freaked out too, because not to mention I had a product that she stole. So if they saw me with her in the beginning, then they were probably going to think I was stealing too. So I was like, you know what? I didn't do nothing. So I'm like, I need to get home. Like, she was my ride home. So I was like, I'm going to go and check up on her. And so I go, I grab my daughter, and then we go up the escalators, and I go into Sephora, and I'm like looking for her, and I don't see her. So I'm like, this bitch got caught. So my first thought is, how am I gonna get home? And then I started texting her like, did you get caught? Like, what happened? Like, are you okay? And I'm receiving no text backs from her at all whatsoever. So at this point, I'm like trying to find a ride back home. And so I text my best friend and I'm like, hey, do you think you can pick me up from the mall? Like, this bitch was stealing. She got caught, I think. Yeah, I'm like telling my friend, my best friend, like, can you pick me up? Because, you know, what had happened. So she was like, yeah, I can pick you up. Like, I'll be there in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm like back at the playground waiting for her. And I'm still texting Natalie, this girl Natalie. We were calling her Natalie. So I'm still texting her. I'm like, hey, Natalie, like what the hell, like I've been waiting for you, like you're not even letting me know, like nothing at all. Like it was pretty fucked up. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I stopped texting her and then my best friend got there and then so I left and then I was telling my best friend the story. I'm like, dude, I'm like, she stole and then like she wanted to go back. Like I had gotten that gut feeling like this is the no go, like hell no. I was like, I'm staying right here. So she wanted to go back and she did and the bitch got caught. So yeah, I'm like telling my best friend the story and she was like, oh hell no, why would she even go back? Like I was like, I don't know, like she's crazy. So I just like we like were laughing about it. And so she gave me a ride home and like a couple days later she ended up texting me back and like letting me know that she got caught and they called her parents and her parents showed up and they picked her up and she went home basically. And in the back of my head I was kind of like, that's fucked up. You couldn't text me like, oh, I got caught, like, you know, can you find a ride home or like anything, like nothing. So yeah, it was like a regular school week. Like the next day was like Monday. And so yeah, we go to school and there was this other girl and I guess it was like a 15 going on that weekend. And this other girl, let's name her like let's name her Brenda. Okay, so Brenda asks Natalie like, oh, are you going to the 15th? This is what I was told by my best friend. So Brenda asks Natalie like, oh, are you going to the 15th? And I guess Natalie answers, oh no, I can't go, like I'm grounded because my friend did something really, really bad. And that's what she told Brenda, right? So Brenda didn't know anything, so she was like, oh, okay, you know, whatever. And then Brenda asked my best friend too, like if she was going, or like if she asked if Natalie was going. And so Brenda told my best friend what Natalie had told her, which was that she was grounded because her friend did something really, really bad. And so my best friend, knowing already what had happened, kind of stayed like, what the hell? Like, you know, but she didn't say anything. And then later that day, she texts me saying, bitch. And we all know that when your best friend texts you saying, bitch, then the cheese is about to be good. So she texts me that. And I'm like, what? You know, I'm like instantly like, what happened? And she's like, so this. And like basically what she told her that she was grounded because her friend did something really bad. And I was like, bitch, oh, hell no. How the hell does she have the nerve to freaking say that, you know? Like, yeah, she didn't mention my name, but still, what the fuck? Like, that's fucked up. Like, first of all, she leaves me at the mall, doesn't text me, doesn't care about where I'm, and I had my daughter with me. Like, she didn't have no kids at the time. So, yeah, obviously she didn't care, but it was pretty fucked up. And I kind of held a grudge against her, like, throughout, like, the years of being friends with her. Like, I didn't talk to her anymore a lot up until she started, till she got pregnant and stuff. But yeah, it was always kind of like in the back of my head, like, you're a fucking fake. And like, she was beyond a fucking fake, to be honest. And I'm so glad she is not in my life anymore. And that's the reason why I wanted to tell this story, because she's not in my life anymore. So why not tell you guys? Like, this bitch fucking left me. Like, she really did just leave me at the mall with my daughter. And oh my goodness, you guys, it was like, I will never forget this story, because just if you ever get that gut feeling in your stomach, like, just trust it, because that gut feeling is always right, you guys. Like, that gut feeling, do not ignore it. It's always, always, always right. But yeah, you guys, it was the short little story time that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a like button. And if something similar has ever happened to you guys, leave a comment down below because I would love to hear your guys' stories. But yeah, you guys, I hope that you guys enjoy, and I hope to see you guys on my next video. Bye!